Do you feel like you're doing everything right in life? Gym, goals, job, relationships, but deep down something feels off, something feels missing. You feel exhausted and you don't really know why. Perhaps you've tried to be more consistent with your habits. Perhaps you've tried to journal a bit, but nothing's really stuck, nothing's helped. Well, today I'm going to share with you a few tips, a few pointers that have really helped me in my life to slow down and to reflect on what's actually working and what I need to do to continue to achieve what I want to and to live the life that I want to live. My name is Ethan, and a few years ago I had a bit of a mental breakdown. It was whilst I was at university and I was just trying to do everything. I was waking up really, really early to study and get some more work done, writing on my assignments and my dissertation. And I was then going to uni in the day, going to lectures, learning, studying, coming home, going to the gym, meal prepping, all of that good stuff, and then going out at night for the social life. And I burnt out very, very quickly, and my body and my mind just got to a point where they said, no, this is enough, you need to stop. And I then spent the next few years kind of trying to figure out what really went wrong. How could I avoid this happening again? And so I started to build up some more systems, tried to strike a bit of a healthier balance with things, but that productivity and that hustle culture crept back in quite a lot. I'm quite a driven person, ambitious, and the feeling of not doing something really nagged at me. And in fact, it actually led to me having a bit of a breakdown earlier this year in 2025. And so clearly I hadn't really learnt my lesson. And it wasn't until this time round and trying to build myself back up into a functioning human again that I really stumbled across a way of doing things, a way of living that felt right to me, that fitted in with my view of life, and also didn't limit me from doing any of the good things that I wanted to do, but just put them in their rightful place. So what I'm talking about is the concept of slow living, and really at its core, it's just about unplugging from that productivity, that hustle culture, and being more present and mindful and intentional with the things that you're doing every day. There was a time I went through where I was trying to hit 6 gym sessions a week, and all of them would probably have been about an hour long. And often I could keep that up for a couple of weeks, and then I would find that I had nothing left in me, and then I would stop going to the gym for a couple of months after that, until the guilt of not going to the gym kicked back in, and I started again, and that cycle would repeat. And so as I came out of my breakdown earlier this year, I started to think very differently about the gym and about a lot of other things. What was the minimum that I could do each day, something that wasn't going to take me too long, but that built that consistency and those little building blocks every day, getting 1% better every day, and would help me to keep my physical fitness without kind of taking over my life again. And so I started to do little sort of daily fitness routines, where they were no longer than 5 minutes, to be honest. I would get up in the morning, I would go out into my garage, which is where my home gym is, and I'd do 10 pull-ups, 20 push-ups, and 30 bodyweight squats. That was it. That was all I did. And It took, as I said, sort of probably less than 5 minutes each morning, but it made me feel really good. It gave me a sense that I was still doing something productive. I was still looking after my body, but it wasn't taking over my life. And when I got consistent and kept implementing just that one small little practice each day, it made me realise that all of the other fluff that I had been doing in the gym, and kind of yo-yoing between being really, really passionate and motivated for it for a few weeks at a time and then having long layoffs, that cycle hadn't really got me anywhere. Whereas this, just doing 5 minutes a day, I actually started to notice changes, especially in my chest and my shoulders, from just consistently doing 20 push-ups a day. And I still try to hit that most mornings. I don't achieve it every day, and to be honest, I don't think that being so rigid and strict that you have to do something every day is necessarily a good thing. But certainly on the vast majority of days, I do try to do that. And sometimes I'll even tie it in with actually doing a bit more of a workout afterwards if I feel like it, or if I've got the time in the morning. Sometimes I'll split it and do another workout later in the day that's kind of the more traditional. But just having that one little building block each morning to kind of dip my toe into the thing that I'm trying to do has really, really helped. And it's that slowing down and doing less that really made space for me to start to move forward again, to start to make progress with my fitness. And it's actually, I found, come into a lot of other areas of my life as well, where I've allowed myself to just slow down, really, to take my time, to enjoy the small things. Something that, again, I always used to just kind of roll out of bed, jump in the shower, and then start work, or start my drive to work. I work from home most of the time, but sometimes I would commute in, and so my day pretty much just started with work. But again, when I had this blip earlier in this year, I found myself waking up in the mornings and wanting to have a bit of space and a bit of time to myself before my day really got going. It's where I sort of started doing the sort of fitness daily, push-ups, pull-ups, squats, but also I would sit and read, and I would sit and pray. And that, again, just having that quiet time, that space in the morning with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, really just got my day off to a much better start. I felt much less rushed, I felt much less busy, and I was able to read my way through some books that I've been wanting to for a long while, and yeah, just having that stillness and quietness first thing in the morning really set me up for the day. And I certainly noticed the days when I missed it or I skipped it, and just cracked straight on with my day. You know, it had a knock-on effect right the way through, and I just never felt as present and as grounded and as peaceful in or through the rest of the day if I hadn't had that quiet time in the morning. And I suppose I just wanted to share that with you in case you're also finding yourself in a similar situation. Perhaps you feel really burnt out or just exhausted by life. You know, on the surface you're doing everything correctly. You're hitting the gym. You've got a good job. You're fulfilled with relationships and friendships, but it all just feels a bit exhausting and a bit overwhelming. I'd really encourage you just to slow down and to do less. You know, try and implement perhaps the fitness daily, some push-ups, some pull-ups, and some squats, or whatever is at your level. Perhaps that's not achievable for you, but just doing sort of 5 minutes of some form of exercise every morning before you start your day. Read for 10-15 minutes, and perhaps pray, perhaps meditate, perhaps do breath work, whatever really floats your boat, I suppose. I don't think there's a right or a wrong to any of this, just whatever works for you, what you know works for you. Or if you've never tried any of those things before, perhaps dip your toe into them and give them a shot, and just see what impact it makes on your life and how much better you feel through the day. And yeah, just I hope that it starts you on a journey of slowing down, because I felt that my life is much more purposeful. I've actually achieved far more and been far more consistent with everything that I wanted to do when I slowed down and took it baby step by baby step, small 5 minutes a day or 15 minutes a day here and there, rather than trying to cram absolutely everything into every day and burning myself out. So if you found the video useful, hit the subscribe button. I'll be talking more about sort of slowing down, slow living, as well as some fitness content, probably some faith content, and yeah, just general life, health, wellness, all of those type of things. So if that sounds of interest to you, or if you found the video helpful, then yeah, please do hit that subscribe button, or like the video, drop a comment down below with what you're struggling with, and yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless.